Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Layers of Fear blind playthrough, and this is episode 4. And I'm starting to realize we have gotten a little bit of insight into the madness of the character we play. Apparently it seems he is an artist and he paints paintings by killing people is not a correct term, but we did gather up a scrap of skin, and it seems like, and when I got that piece of skin, he started painting on his painting, and it seems like that was a very odd sound. And that seems to be the thing in this game, that maybe we're supposed to complete the painting, or just lose our mind and, I don't know, go berserk or die in the process. And if it looks, there've been 2 instances now, if it looks like there is like a cut in the video, like it glitched a little bit, there is not. That was just a game. The following list is a compilation of the most common symptoms of schizophrenia. While typically diagnosed between the ages of 15 and 25, the disorder is known to affect older patients as well. Note that these symptoms are not exclusive to schizophrenia and should by no means be treated as conclusive evidence of this particular affliction. In order to obtain a proper diagnosis, you should contact a qualified specialist, i.e. psychologist, psychiatrist. Blank expression, stares off into space, yes. Involuntary facial movements, yes. Insomnia, haven't noticed. Unusual gestures or postures, always had that. Unable to experience joy from activities, definitely. Depersonalization, what does that even mean? I don't know, I don't even know how to fucking pronounce it. Either way. Awkward, clumsy movement, might be from the accident. Prone to anger, resentment, more passive-aggressive. Lack of motivation, yes. Suicidal tendencies, don't know. Is it my character they're talking about? Or someone else? Nobody knows. So, we pick a direction. This. Make up your mind. It's more as if my mind makes stuff up. It has changed, hasn't it? This door was closed just a few seconds ago. And now I'm walking straight into the trap because I promise something will have changed behind me. No? This game is surprisingly disturbing. And this is the reason. Because I'm guessing it feels like there are no enemies in this game. I don't think it's that type of horror game, and I think a friend of mine once said something like that, that it this is more of a walking simulator. It's more designed to scare the pants off you than anything else. And that is nice, because games like Outlast and stuff like that, that is the reason I don't play those games, because first person horror game where first of all you can't defend yourself, you have to hide or run away from whatever's chasing you, and also things can kill you. Yeah, that does not work for me. That is where I say no and get off. And what in the actual fuck was that? Ah, a safe. First of all, we're gonna check out this painting, because this is actually a real painting. I know this one. Can't remember the name of it, but it is painted by Francisco Goya. And this is supposed to be a titan or something eating his son. I think maybe like Kronos or something. Can't remember what the painting is called, but it is painted by Francisco Goya. This I know. And Francisco Goya was also a big inspiration. His painting Procession of Flagellants, or Flagellants, however you pronounce it, was a big inspiration behind the game Blasphemous, made by the Game Kitchen. So, little fun fact, trivia, right there. There is a safe on the wall. We need a combination for the safe. What's that say? 314? Okay. Easy enough. So another key. And this also is one of my best friends. His favorite painting. So this one goes out to you, bro, if you're watching this video. So let's see. There we have the scrap of paper that had the combination. So let's head onwards. Onwards and warpwards. And I said this reminds me a little bit of Call of Cthulhu, even though I must say that this game is a lot more disturbing than that was. Let's see. To hell with it. Let's see what's in here. March 26th. Alright, let's try this again. Finally managed to play a little. If banging on the keys awkwardly counts as playing. I won't lie, it drives me insane to not have full control of my fingers. In any case, I was promptly berated by my loving husband, who said I should be resting. I know he means well, but how will I ever get better if I don't work at it? The worst thing is, I could swear I smelled liquor on his breath. God, please, not this again. And either a blood stain or a coffee stain on it. I would like to say it's a coffee stain, but let's be honest, it's most likely a blood stain. So, okay. So there's nothing more in here. It doesn't seem like no cryptic writing on the walls either. So let's venture on. That selection of pipes. And I wonder if more of these are actual paintings. Okay. A lot of cracks. See what's in the cupboard. Nothing there. A rope. Nothing there. And nothing there. Well, it was worth checking out. Oh, it's backwards. It cannot be undone. Can't make that out. Oh, it just says it cannot be undone over and over again. So I'm guessing his wife, our wife, had some kind of accident and has been severely injured, suffering nerve damage in her hands because she has a hard time playing the piano, and probably disfigured and scarred, and somewhere it cannot be undone. Okay, now the room is flipped around. Of course. Still can't pick that up. And our character, which I'm guessing is the husband, lost his dear mind either before or after she got into the accident. I wouldn't put it past him if he was the cause of it, because no one gets this warped just overnight. Dog barking. Okay. It's also interesting, since I'm playing this game with headphones on. Headphones never made any horror game less scary. Quite fun. A lot of years ago, I was visiting a friend. And this was in the early 2000s, so it's like 20 years ago. And he had a game called Clive Barker's Undying, who came out in 2001. That's why I know it was such a long time, because it was quite new at the time. And I played the game. I got to try it out on his computer, and I was sitting there playing it with headphones on because he was sadistic like that. he, of course, there's a wheelchair. We're boned. We are so boned. You want this as well. Either way, I was playing the game, trying to not shit myself. By today's standards, the game would probably not be considered very scary, but it was back then. And the thing was, I was sitting there playing, super nervous, super anxious, and a once great artist's new painting laughed out of galleries. What witnessed today, while entirely worthless in artistic terms, might be an invaluable case study for psychologists. These harsh words came from none other than Jason Hughes. The famed critic was one of the first to appreciate the works of, and whose praise once contributed to his first spectacular success. When asked if such brutal criticism was indeed called for, especially in light of the recent tragic event, Hughes responded, "As critics, it is our duty to critique art, but not to judge the artist. The man has been through a lot lately, and obviously it has taken its toll on him. Still, if we were to remain silent and pretend this is even remotely acceptable, we would be doing the artist a disservice. Other critics were only slightly more lenient as the what? Oh, it ends there. But going back to what I was telling you about, my friend didn't think and went up to tap my shoulder because he wanted coffee, and he asked me, he was gonna ask me if I wanted some coffee as well. I heard something. I'm so boned. I am so very boned. The hairs on the back of my neck stood at attention. I hate this game. I love it at the same time. Once again, I'm gonna try to finish this story. He tapped my shoulder to ask me if I wanted some coffee, and I almost jumped out of my skin, and I got really close to just turning around and smacking him in the face because I was so tense. And there's also, I have actually fun little story about my experience with that game. There was a section in that game where your screen would go black for just a few seconds. I may have told you this story before, I'm not quite sure. But either way, the story would go black during a certain section of the game. And I bought this game as well later on because I thought it was awesome, and I was playing it. I got to that section and the screen went black, came back, went black, came back, and then it went black and didn't come back. So now I'm gonna turn around, and of course there's just a fucking wall behind me, and whoa. Did I tell you that I hate jump scares? It was so fucking obvious it was coming, and still it scared the pants off me. Either way. And now there's a door. The thing with Undying was it turned black and it didn't light up again, and I thought the game had like glitched or something, so I tried like pressing Alt F4 to quit the game, and I tried pausing it, nothing worked. And I was like, okay, it has really bugged out. And then suddenly I could smell smoke. And this was back in the days of CRT screens. And I looked at the top of the screen and I could see smoke coming out of it. And I realized my screen had just died on me and was slowly cooking. And having completed that anecdote, I am actually gonna end this video right here because I need to calm my nerves after that fucking jump scare. And I hope you're enjoying the videos. I must say I'm enjoying it, but I'm having some mixed feelings about it because, yeah. Either way, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.